intensive in the play and direct in regards to winning the ball back up the pitch and got a goal, not against the run of play, but unexpectedly because it was an error. And then, the decision went in favour of Man City. And I'm sure you've got a different view to that.
Well, actually, let's talk about the goal that you mentioned and the error specifically, because it was Michael Keane that made the error for this one. Yeah,
again, when I first seen it, I was aware that he made a misjudgment of it, but then seeing it in slow motion, I'm still unsure what he was actually trying to do. He's come off Holgate, and obviously that's redirected it to him. And initially he's in control and he's recognised the danger and he's keeping an eye on Phil, but here now I'm just thinking he's got to move his feet quicker than that. Again, me and Owen were talking, I'm still undecided what he's trying to do.
I think he's just exhausted. I think he's just tired. I think he just didn't, he had a little freeze there. He's trying to clear it. He just got it horribly wrong, but I think he was probably just exhausted, because that is like bread and butter for him to clear, get rid of, take a touch. He'll be devastated because they defended so well.
They did honestly, so well for 82 minutes as well.
So great, but I just think he was just tired. He came a long way. He should have been able to deal with that quite easily, but they put a lot of energy into the game, and maybe it just showed in that moment.
But I guess it is exhausting when you're playing against Manchester City.
Yeah, and we spoke about it. You're going to have to defend exceptionally well. And it's not always physical, it's mental as well. You have to concentrate, and obviously then it's just a lapse in concentration that led him to make a lash at the ball. And obviously Phil Foden, credit to him, he's capitalised and read it quicker than anyone else. And showed composure as well. He hasn't just lashed at the ball, which we've seen Charlison do in the first half when he had a similar opportunity. But yeah, he's took a touch and put it in the back of the net.
Right, let's go to the big talking point now. The penalty claim. This is the incident. This is how it unfolded. This is Rodri. Was it a handball? Owen, you already said you think it was.
I mean, I think you'd be hard-pressed to find many people that said that's not a penalty. Yeah. I mean, his arm's out. I mean, I would think, the other arm's down, the other one's up. It's not a natural movement.
Yeah.
Surely that has to be a penalty. Has to be a penalty.
Which I get. I understand the ruling's changed from when I was playing in terms of now it being the sleeve and stuff like that. But I'm just saying that's a penalty also due to his reaction after he took that touch.
Yeah.
The fact that he's trying to lash it away. I've been in that situation where something's gone wrong and you're thinking, I need to get this ball away from me as quick as possible and take the decision away from me being in possession. So I wouldn't have been surprised if you give it.
Right, Dermot Gallagher thought he was having a really straightforward, easy day, and then that incident happened. Dermot, please tell us what's going on, because it's very clear. Why was it not given?
The view from the VAR camp is that they felt it was inconclusive of where it struck on the arm. I have to say, Simo, in my view, I'm in Owen's camp here. I think you'd be hard-pressed to find many people who will take that line. But you see there, I think the arm's out. As Owen said, he's moved towards the ball. I think another giveaway, as Jolien alluded to it, if you watch not only this, but you see his face as he turns, it's almost like, oh, what have I done? I think the more expected decision out of the outcome would have been penalty.
I mean, I love the wide shot of the fans, because there's about 10,000 in that stand that know it's a penalty.
Exactly.
They're right on top of it. So.
And I mean, look at the screen just behind me there.
I mean, forget the left picture, because
does that not just tell you everything?
I mean, look,
I don't think that's a fair shot.
Come on, Jolien.
No, but that's not touching his arm. At that point there, that's not touching. That's just a shot. It looks like it's touching his arm.
That's touching the red part, which means it's a hand.
It has, but that's not.
And it's not up on the sleeve, is it? It's not up on the sleeve, is it?
No, but it has. When I was seeing one of the shots then, it did touch the sleeve, but was it enough? And I think you're always going to get that inconclusive decision, because what if someone's wearing a long sleeve? Where is that mark? Where does that mark come then?
Well, Derm, the image there says it all, doesn't it?
As I said earlier, Seema, I think they've had a massive stroke of luck.
So basically, you're agreeing with
I think it's a penalty. What I would say is whoever designed the shirt for that graphic, they put too much washing powder in the machine before they washed it.
Great observation there. Well, Dermot, thank you very much indeed. Pleasure, as always, having you on the show. So, as far as Pep Guardiola and Manchester City are concerned, it's job done. It was a really, really important game for them to pick up 3 points.
Huge. I think he'll be full of praise for Everton, the way that they played under a new manager, the intensity. They put a lot of pressure on Man City. But look, when you want to be a champion, you got to win sometimes ugly. They did that. They got the job done. Julian was right. They played better second half, created more, but it took something lucky to get the result, but they won't care. At the end of the season, when you're lifting the trophy, these are the ones that are so important in that race, and he'll know that more than anyone.
Well, let's actually hear how the manager reflects on today's performance. Here's Pep Guardiola.
Pep, what's your reaction to that victory and how it came about?
Well, I have to admit, really important. The second half was much better for the consequences for the first half. We moved them, we attacked better. And really, Wilson Park for us is always so difficult. And good victory, another step.
When you say it was really important, you can't really underline at the moment. It is so tight between yourselves and Liverpool. You simply got to try and win every single game.
Cannot be differently. With the opponent they are. So last year's always was a big fight. And after we achieved in the Premier League, 3 Premier Leagues in the last 4 years, still being there. This is the best achievement and the biggest compliment, and move and behave and run and try to do it what we have done, and the happiness in the locker room is still right now. It's not one day, so many days being there, and that's made me so proud.
How difficult was it for you today, and what made it so?
It was difficult because they defend them 4-5 and Richarlison go with Rodri. They leave central defenders just with the ball. They are physicality, transitions when we orbit, Akure, Gordon, exceptional player, and Richarlison, of course. And always it's dangerous, it's difficult, set pieces. But in general, we control. In the second half, we have chances. Not a lot because it's almost impossible. But even with that, with the smaller spaces, in the second half was much better.
Was that, you're referring there to the second half, the first half, because they had that 5 in midfield, do they smother you, and that in turn makes it more difficult for you to be creative?
Yeah, but listen, when the opponent decide to, the striker mark the holding midfielder and set back close to the 18-yard box, so it's difficult. So the spaces are the spaces, so if we decide to play with the keeper and don't attack, we'll be 90 minutes there without attacking. So anyone. So it's difficult when it's happened. It's difficult, but I'm not saying that because Everton make a moments that to try to jam with the wingers to central defenders. Sometimes Akure jam to press to Laporte. So there was a moment with they do it, and it's difficult. So we knew it. We spoke about that, but in halftime I said, guys, you are doing really well. Be patient, and the right moment we will find the solution.
You said be patient, but as the chances came and went in the second half, were you thinking, this is one of those days, for whatever reason, it's just not going to happen? Were you starting to worry?
Yeah, it can happen, but you go here, we will be criticized because you didn't win. You said, okay, Liverpool's already win the Premier League, but how is the perform? How we perform? It was good. We did everything to win. And when you have that, the manager will be alongside to my players, to the club, that's for sure. So we play in a certain way, we did it, and we did it again. And when Pickford Maker would save, is the keeper for the national team, sometimes can do it. So so when that happened, nothing. His question is don't give up, insist, keep going, try again, and at the end, Phil was there and scored.
Did you need a bit of good fortune for Phil to score, the way the ball came to him?
Yeah, football is fortune, yeah, I'm sure. But we were searching that fortune. We tried, and you
earned the good fortune.
We were there, yeah. We earned the good fortune. So at the end, it's impossible to score a goal if you don't try it. And I know how Richarlison for the second balls and the quality. So always I thought. So hopefully with Frank, Everton has a top players from my point of view. It's just to find the momentum with the right manager to keep going with this way, but the quality is there. We knew it. Now, of course, when you play for in the bottom, always more difficult to be calm. But yeah, for me, always Goodison Park was so difficult since I'm here. In England, always was difficult. Today was not an exception.
Did you perhaps have another bit of good fortune when VAR adjudged it wasn't a penalty and it wasn't a handball? On another day, could that have gone against you? Really?
Yeah, it was a VAR and that offside. The action was offside.
Generally, that's, you know, I was unaware of that. We hadn't been told that at all.
Your seats were not good.
Well, I'll have to take your word for it because we were checked. So you, okay? If you were
Listen, I didn't see that VAR. When the VAR say penalty, that's penalty. The VAR did no penalty, no penalty. So I didn't see the image. So I don't have time.
You talked about how big today's victory was. You've been saying countless times, you know, the Premier League is not over. When you were 12, 13, 14%, it's not over, it's not over. But what does this mean today to get that gap back to 6 points?
Yeah, it's not 6 points, but 6 points, of course, or one game in hand, so one game more. So, listen, 11 games to finish the Premier League, and we spoke to the team, so the players say we have to win. Maybe 11 to be champion now, right now. Before 12 or maybe 10, I don't know. So we had to win a lot of games. So it's now, I wouldn't say it's in our hands, but it's performed like we are. And I have the same feeling. So against Tottenham, against Southampton, and today, so we perform who we are. Sometimes win, sometimes don't, but when that's happened, there's nothing to say. So keep going and try to do it.